Good morning, Rutgers. I'm Joey Lupo.
And I'm Olivia Cruser. We've got a great show lined up for you. It is Monday, November 7th, 2016.
Today we're going to paint the town scarlet with Jenny Goldberg at the first ever Lifelong Learning Day.
Joey and I will give you the regional and big picture forecast for this week.
I'm going to talk with Leslie Danehy about the new Bold Center.
And Chloe Cooper is here to tell us all about the movie 500 Days of Summer. Can't wait to see what that's about.
So let's start the show. You're watching Wake Up Rutgers on our UTV. Hello Rutgers, it's great to be here on this classic fall Monday morning.
We're here to wake you up every Monday morning with all the latest and greatest news, events, and weather. So Joey, I had such a lovely weekend. I went home for the first time since I moved in, and it was so great to be, back in my hometown. So how was your weekend?
It was pretty fantastic. I went to a concert in New York City, I saw a movie, and on Saturday I slept until 4 p.m.
Oh wow,
and I ate eggs, so it was pretty good.
Weekend, yeah.
What did you do at home?
Well, I saw my family, saw some friends. I actually learned to drive again because I haven't driven since I take the bus here. I really don't have a need for it.
I actually know what that feels like. Freshman and sophomore year, my parents wouldn't let me have my car up here, so
neither do mine.
Every time I went home after like a month and a half, I was just confused as to operate a motor vehicle.
Right, it's like riding a bike. You don't forget, but sometimes you got to get back into I got to learn how to drive again. But
exactly.
Speaking of learning, let's check out what happened at the Lifelong Learning Day with Jenny Goldberg.
Hello Rutgers, I'm Jenny Goldberg, and today I'm here at the College Ave Student Center for the first ever Lifelong Learning Day celebration. Let's go check it out. What is Lifelong Learning Day?
Well, Lifelong Learning Day is a day designated to celebrate lifelong learning, learning across the lifespan. Congress designated Lifelong Learning Day beginning last year, 2015, and we are introducing it to Rutgers to be part of the lifelong learning movement.
What is your favorite part about Lifelong Learning Day?
My favorite part about Lifelong Learning Day would have to be meeting the people in this department. They're super open and want to help you understand what this day is all about and how you can further your education post-graduation or during any breaks that you have.
I think my favorite part about Lifelong Learning Day is just specifically here at Rutgers. I didn't really know about all the different programs that they have. I mean, I work for the division, and I always find it super surprising to learn about everything that the university is doing just to promote lifelong learning and the certificate programs and just continuing education in itself. So to continue to learn about the opportunities, I think is really great.
How does this event help and promote learning?
Well, we want to draw attention to Lifelong Learning Day, and we want to draw attention to all of the learning opportunities that Rutgers offers through continuing education units, through the schools across Rutgers, again, with programming across the lifespan.
What is the most important thing you've learned in your life so far?
The most important thing that I've learned thus far in my life would have to be building confidence and being able to hone in on your strengths and conquering your weaknesses.
The important thing I've learned in my life is people interactions and how to get the most out of people in business and collaborating.
It's a hill and it's an uphill battle, and things are going to knock you down and you can't be too hard on yourself. I've been cramming for this exam and I'm literally really nervous about it, but you got to keep kind of pushing through no matter what. Don't be afraid to fail.
Well, Rutgers, I hope you had as much fun as I did. Until next time, keep painting the town scarlet. I'm Jenny Goldberg, RUTV.
Wow, that event looked like a lot of fun. And I think it's so interesting because we are always learning something new every day. They say that, and it's so true, even if it's not obvious,
Exactly. No, it's definitely a very good trait to have if you're always trying to learn something new and expand your mind,
Right.
see other perspectives and whatnot.
Even experts and people that do things and know things very well still have so much to learn. There's always something to pick up and always something new where you can improve on anything.
Exactly.
Right.
But now it's time to take our first break. But before we go, let's see how much you know.
How many schools make up Rutgers University?
We'll find out the answer when we get back right after this.
Do you like kicking back in your free time? Sometimes the dorms can get stuffy and boring. So head on over to the Rutgers Zone. Need somewhere to watch sports? Need to satisfy that ice cream craving? Or are you tired of your old video games? Rutgers Zone is where you need to visit. Enjoy some games, food, TV, karaoke, and so much more. And don't forget to ask for those ice cream toppings. With all of the cool things at the Rutgers Zone, why would you even leave? If you are on Livingston campus, make sure you swing by the Rutgers Zone, just a bus stop away. For more information, please visit zone.rutgers.edu.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Before the break, we asked how many schools make up Rutgers University.
The answer is 31 schools. Wow. That is a lot. I was just picturing there was going to be at least 10 or at least a little less than 10, but for schools to have 31, it's crazy.
I think there are like the main schools, and then they break down into like smaller schools within the main schools.
Right.
That you apply to after you get into Rutgers.
Yeah.
Whereas when we were applying to college, it was more so we had like an option of, I think it was 7, maybe 10,
yeah, there was
something
about
like
7.
that.
Yeah, and like you said, it branches down. I think when it becomes more specialized, each school specializes in something very specific, which is great. That's
exactly,
why Rutgers has so much to offer. There are so many majors and so many options.
That's why I picked Rutgers, actually, because I wanted to, just figure it out along the way.
Right, and you could change your mind. That's the best part about it. You're not stuck to one school where you have to do this or there's nothing else for you. There's something you could, explore a bunch of different options.
Exactly.
Right.
But now it's time to take a look at the weather for this week. The chilly air this morning may make it even more difficult to get out of bed. The temperature is currently in the mid-40s but will rise throughout the morning. The high temperature today will be about 56 degrees. However, it will be sunny all day. Additionally, there is neither little chance of wind nor precipitation. Tonight, we will have clear skies, but it will be quite chilly. The temperature could drop below freezing, so make sure to dress warmly if you have a night class or club meeting.
Luckily, tomorrow the temperature won't be so chilly. It is expected to be a beautiful fall day. It will be mostly sunny with a high of 67 degrees. There will be some light wind, but nothing major. Be sure to enjoy the nice weather today and tomorrow because we are expecting some rain on Wednesday. To find out for sure if there are clouds in your future, follow the RUTV Weather Watchers on social media or check out their forecasts every 15 minutes on channel 23.1. The weather just needs to make up its mind. It's very cold and it gets warm and it gets really cold and it gets really warm. And I just, want to know what to wear every day.
Yeah, I think it's finally progressively getting colder.
Yeah.
But it's been all over the place lately.
has,
Even
yeah.
last December, it was like, I think it was like 65 around Christmas time or something.
Yeah, I remember spring break was actually colder than winter break. And it's unbelievable, like we were talking before, that, I feel like the weather is just getting pushed back. So it's staying warmer for longer and then it gets colder a little later.
It's still the same amount of coldness. It's just, we're fooled into a false sense of security.
Right. But we're just about ready for our next break, so stay tuned for news and events after this.
Registering for classes can be quite stressful without preparation. Here are some guidelines to make sure you're set for future semesters. First, become familiar with Course Schedule Planner. There, you can build several preferred schedules and sort through lists of offered classes as well as choosing times and days that work best for you. You can also save schedules that you create, so all that's left to do is register on your specified day. Just go to sims.rutgers.edu/CSP. Still unsure of which classes to take? Stop by any of the academic advising offices on campus to speak with deans and advisors to map out a schedule that's right for you. For all information regarding academic advising and registration, check out sasundergrad.rutgers.edu. It's also on Facebook under SAS Academic Services and on Twitter at SAS Advising, #RUPrepared.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Let's check out the news and events we have for you today.
If you're looking for volunteer opportunities, be sure to check out the Give and Take projects hosted by the Rutgers School of Nursing and AAMN. In hopes of supplying food for people during the holiday season, both programs are joining together to collect donations for the Elijah's Promise Soup Kitchen. Donations are currently being accepted online now through Wednesday, November 30th. If you would like to donate, please visit gofundme.com/GiveTakeProject. For additional information, be sure to contact Richie Tran.
See, this is why I love this time of year. You know, it's the holiday season, which means it's the season of giving. I feel like people are in a good mood, and it's so important to, get involved in this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, and it's nice to give people stuff, especially like essential things. It's
Right.
nice to give people luxuries like, I don't know, electronics and
Yeah.
64-bit gaming consoles. But
Yeah.
it's especially important that we get people things they need, like
Right.
food and clothing.
Yeah, that's something that escapes our mind. I feel like when I think of giving people, exchange gifts or give people, like you said, some luxuries, but people need necessities, and so that's something definitely to jumpstart this time of year. But in other news, RUPA is teaming up with the Department of Leadership and Experiential Learning to bring the Rutgers community an evening with Michael Sam. Michael Sam's inspiring story of inclusion and overcoming adversity as the first openly LGBT NFL player will be a story you don't want to miss. The event will be hosted this Thursday, November 10th at the College Avenue Student Center. Distribution of wristbands and doors open at 6:30 p.m. The speech begins at 8 p.m. For more information, visit rupa.rutgers.edu. This is so inspiring. People are becoming really accepting of this topic, and I think this is a great event to check out, and it'll be inspiring for people to shed some light on this.
It's very inspiring, especially because, getting into the NFL is no easy feat. But,
Right.
You would think with this guy, all the odds were stacked against him. But, he managed to overcome it. So hopefully he paved a path for people
Right.
to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, that always takes the first, and I think it's great that he's talking about this because, like you said, it opens a path for people.
Exactly. There always has to be a first person to do something.
Exactly.
But in other news, according to the American Press Institute, millennials are increasingly turning to online media for their news. Though 74% of millennials say they get their news online, only 25% of millennials say they trust the online news they read. One major reason for the lack of trust in online news is due to a large increase in citizen journalism, which often lacks traditional journalistic standards. There is also the issue for some that online media does not promote what is necessarily important, but rather it makes popular what people want to read. A well-known fact is that a lot of students get their online media through social media sites like Facebook and Twitter. However, these social media sites are often criticized for promoting articles that already sit well with online users' pre-existing opinions.
I find it very fascinating because they said it's most popular to use, online sources for news, but people don't trust it. So
Exactly.
Where's the balance?
It's good that information's so easily accessible, but
Right.
at the same time, on Facebook and Twitter, there's almost an algorithm that calculates what you want to see.
Exactly, yeah.
So a lot of things that pop up in your newsfeed are catering to you. So I try, and it's not that I don't get my news on Facebook, but I also try and find other places to get a different opinion,
Right.
just so I can get a bigger sense of what's going on.
Right, and I think if you're finding those news sources online, it's good to, you know, double check that other places, you know, because people can say whatever they want on the internet. So speaking of which, distinguishing the difference between freedom of speech and communicating harmful insults can be a difficult task for anyone, especially for a diverse university. Last week, a series of anti-immigration chalk drawings were found across the Rutgers campus, leaving a lot of students feeling uncomfortable. While some students demanded something to be done about it, others argue that these drawings were a form of a student's right to speak freely. The university stands behind these drawings, confirming that the messages do not step out of the bounds of free speech. According to the Daily Targum, President Barchi stated that while he will not defend the content of every opinion expressed by every member of our academic community, of the speakers who we invite to our campus, he will defend their right to speak freely. That freedom is fundamental to our university, our society, and our nation.
Listen, I would say just because you have the right to say something doesn't mean you should say it. Like, yeah, we live in America, and it's great that we're not going to get thrown in jail for saying a different opinion, but at the same time, like, there are ways to express your opinion without being, like, mean to people, you know? And I think a lot of this falls under, like, you know, you can legally say it, but sometimes it doesn't fit the standards, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like on Twitter, you know, you can't, it's kind of against Twitter's policies to go around saying, like, racist things.
Right.
For
like,
example.
there's a line that needs to be drawn.
Exactly, but, you know, you can legally say them, but you can't, like, you shouldn't, you know?
Right.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right, I actually was walking past this when I got out of class, and it was very interesting to see their march, because there were people that were really passionate about what they were doing, and then there were people opposing it. And I think having both sides is important, although they may not agree with each other, just to be able to have a conversation about it.
No, it's definitely great that there, you know, we can have people expressing both opinions, but you can do it peacefully, and you could treat other people with kindness.
Right, and that's what the march was. You know, it was very peaceful, and just to be there to see it, it was, you know, it was powerful. It was. So we're going to make sure there's no offensive statements written in chalk, so we'll be back right after this.
This is Kate. Kate never utilized the many great resources Rutgers has to offer. Now, Kate doesn't have a job. Don't want to end up like Kate? Then you should go to University Career Services. University Career Services provides career-related counseling, resources, and programs to help individuals clarify academic and career goals, establish career plans, develop job search skills, and make successful career transitions. The mission is to build relationships with alumni, employers, and graduate schools to optimize internship, job, and career opportunities. From workshops and webinars to fairs and other recruiter visits, the staff within University Career Services works tirelessly to prepare students and connect them to the world of work. For more information, visit careers.rutgers.edu.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with Leslie Danehy from the Bold Center. So, Leslie, what exactly is the Bold Center and what does it hope to achieve?
Well, at Douglas Residential College, we really want to position our students for excellence in work and life. So we're providing them with a really innovative and enriching set of leadership, career, mentoring, and personal development programs.
Cool, cool. So how can the Bold Center help students achieve their career goals?
Well, we like to help them understand what they'd like to do for their career. So our most popular program is our externship program, where we'll send over 100 students out into the field to shadow a professional of their choice. We'll send a few students out to Google in California. We have a civil rights lawyer out there too that hosts a student. A lot are in New Jersey at the local, companies like Johnson & Johnson, Campbell Soup, Verizon, AT&T. So that's one big aspect of the program. We also do a lot of skill building with them, interviewing, networking, salary negotiation, things like that.
Impressive, impressive. It's definitely important that students are going out there and getting real world experience, especially nowadays, like now in college. So when they leave college, obviously, they're going to be ready. So I think that's really neat what the Bold Center is doing.
Thanks.
So,
we want them to have confidence too. That's what a lot of students tell us, that they really need to build their confidence in addition to their professional identity.
That's great. That's great. So what other kind of programs is the Bolt Center going to be?
Well, we do weekly workshops. We have this series called Friday Coffee and Chat. So every single Friday morning, you can come on and get bagels, coffee, a Danish, and we have a great topic. So the students love the coffee and chats. We do a leadership summit in the beginning of September. We take over 100 students up to the Poconos for 2 days, and they have a blast, and we really, even the staff goes and we connect with the students. They learn a lot about communication and conflict resolution and things like that. And you know, coming up in February, we have a big career conference for women at Douglas, and we invite all students at Rutgers to attend.
That's awesome, you know, and you know, they're getting experience, but I think it's cool that it's like a memory too, you know, like it's going to be a fond experience they look back on.
For us as well.
Yeah,
we enjoy it.
Plus coffees and Daneses.
Well, you can't beat
They're
that.
a good combo, so I might have to stop by.
Exactly.
But this is part of the Douglas Residential College, yes?
That's right. That's right. You need to be a student. You need to be enrolled in Douglas Residential College, which is not hard to do. It's the best deal in town, $50 a semester. We provide a ton of support and mentoring and leadership opportunities for the students. It makes it well worth their time and energy.
Cool. But even if I'm not part of the Douglas Residential College, can I still maybe grab a coffee in Danish?
I'll let you in the door, Joey.
Right,
I'll
cool.
let you in, no problem. We don't kick anyone out,
cool.
okay?
All right, good to know. Yeah. But what other events can we look forward to at the Bolt Center?
Well, this spring, we're excited to be collaborating with a bunch of folks on campus on a Pitch Your Brand competition. So it's going to help the students learn how to market themselves and build confidence, and they'll be pitching themselves in front of judges. So that'll be fun. That'll be later this spring. And our student leaders will be getting together in December to do some reflection and networking and kind of seeing what they've learned throughout the semester.
That's great. That's great. So you're basically building up students to have their own little personal brand.
Absolutely. You need to. You need to market yourself if you want to get a job. You
as
need to
someone
market.
that works in media, like that's all I hear anyway. Just always, I got to build a personal brand. So
well,
that's
you're doing
very
a good
important.
job.
Thank you.
You look good today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So where can students go to get more information on the Bolt Center?
Go to our website, douglas.rutgers.edu, or come into College Hall on the Douglas campus, room 101. We have a little bold lounge. Students can come in, get resume support, meet with a mentor, visit with me, or you could call 848-932-3184.
Okay, great. All right, so thank you for coming on,
Thank you.
Leslie.
I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you over at one of our Friday Coffee and Chats.
Thank you. So I'm going to go get a coffee in Danish, even though it's not Friday, and we will be back after this break.
The Rutgers University Infectious Disease Practice is a health clinic that provides medical care, treatment, and services to over 1,400 HIV-infected individuals. They serve the city of Newark and its surrounding communities where there is a high incidence of poverty, hunger, substance abuse, and mental health issues. Due to limited funding, the clinic is seeking donations in order to keep supporting patients' educational, psychosocial support, and celebratory activities. For more information, watch the video posted on the Rutgers Foundation website, which describes the clinic and highlights their committed staff. You can make a donation at the Rutgers University Foundation at one.rutgers.edu.
And we're back. That was a good Danish I had. But you know what's even better than eating Danish?
What is that, Joey?
Watching movies. So now we're going to take a look at what's playing on RUTV with my friend Chloe Cooper. So we're going to...
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of What's on RUTV. I'm your host, Chloe Cooper, and I'm here to let you know about all the great movies we have playing on RUTV for the month of November. At the very beginning of the movie 500 Days of Summer, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel, the narrator warns you that this is not a love story. Well, Rutgers, consider yourself warned. Day one is an ordinary day at work when Tom Hansen falls head over heels for Summer Finn. Summer, who believes love to be a fairy tale, has no intentions of being in a relationship. However, over time, Tom and Summer become intensely intimate, giving everyone hope that love will find a way. But just when we all fall in love with their relationship, they break up, leaving us and Tom crushed. He confides in his two best friends and his younger sister for relationship advice. But some problems can only be solved after time has passed. 500 days to be exact. On multiple encounters, Summer and Tom reunite, giving everyone hope that they will get back together. But will Tom's expectations ever match up to his fantasy?
Start from the beginning and tell us what happened.
I tried to talk to her in the copy room. She's totally not having it. Maybe she was just in a hurry. And maybe she's an uppity, better than everyone super skank.
In college, they called me perfectly adequate Hanson.
They used to call me anal girl. I was very neat and organized.
So you have a boyfriend?
No. Who needs it? We're young, might as well have fun while we can.
Wait. What happens if you fall in love?
You don't believe that, do you?
What? It's love, it's not Santa Claus.
I think it's official. I'm in love with Summer. I love how she makes me feel. Did you ever even have a boyfriend?
Of course.
What happened? Why didn't they work out?
What always happens? Life.
Get over her.
I don't want to get over her. I want to get her back.
Make sure to check out 500 Days of Summer on channel 27.1. Students should also be aware that RUTV is participating in a one-year pilot program with HBO, Cinemax, and Encore to bring the newest and most popular movies to Rutgers students. Head to channel 3.1 for HBO, 3.2 for HBO 2, 6.1 for HBO S, 6.2 for Cinemax, 8.1 for Encore, and 8.2 for Encore C. For more information about all things playing on RUTV, head to rutv.rutgers.edu or follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. For What's on RUTV, I'm Chloe Cooper.
I love that movie. It's such a great movie. It's so cool to see because it, goes back in time, and it's kind of sad that they broke up because, she was his dream girl. And it's funny, it took him like 500 days to get over her. But they say, scientists say that it takes you half the time that you were in a relationship to get over someone. So it's interesting to see, if there is a correlation. I wonder what real people think about that.
And to that, I say, get over it. Anyway, speaking of breaking up, we're going to throw to a break.
The financial aid process for the 2017-2018 school year is changing. For the first time, federal student aid, also known as FAFSA, can be filed starting October 1st, 2016. If you plan to attend college from July 1st, 2017 to June 30th, 2018, you should submit the FAFSA by June 30th, 2017. In order to apply for FAFSA, students and parents need to create a FAFSA ID. Note that both the student and the parent should each have their own unique FAFSA ID. For more information on this year's changes, please visit financialaid.rutgers.edu.
I keep thinking about that interview because it was so great, and it just shows, like we were talking about before, that Rutgers has so much to offer, and there are so many things to get involved in.
Yeah, I think the most important thing that anyone can get out of Rutgers is having a, being able to present yourself professionally and having professional skills. Like, the classes are great, and, education's great, but learning to carry yourself professionally, in my opinion, is better education than just sitting in the classroom.
And like she was saying about branding yourself, people don't think about that. You think marketing, it's an object, but it's important to know how to market yourself and present yourself in a way where people know who you are and know what you stand for.
You kind of have to do an elevator pitch almost. Like, that is, it's like you're in an elevator and some fancy business dude that could give you a job is there, and by the time you go from floor 0 to floor 48 or whatever, you have to be able to present yourself and tell the executive what you can do.
Right, because you want to make people like you, and not only like you, you want them to know you're serious about something. And I think that is so important. Like getting a job, getting an internship, you need to be able to talk about it and be able to sell yourself,
And you definitely have to feel confident.
Exactly. Confidence is the most important thing.
I remember about 2 years ago, I went for an interview, and this was, before I had professional skills, like I was still developing them. And the lady was like, tell me about yourself. And I was just like, I like to run, and let's just say I didn't get that internship, but you know, it's all part of the learning process.
It is.
I think you gotta mess up a bunch of times before you can succeed too. So.
Right, I agree. So, well, Rutgers, that'll do it for today's episode.
For more events happening this week, you can go to getinvolved.rutgers.edu or ruevents.rutgers.edu.
Follow us on Facebook by searching RU Network, or follow us on Twitter by searching @WakeUpRutgers.
Don't forget to tune in this Thursday with host Kim Ballard and Maciel Torres.
But before we go, we'd like to thank Leslie for joining us. Thanks so much, Leslie.
And thank you so much for watching. I'm Joey Lupo.
And I'm Olivia Cruser. Have a great day, Rutgers. We'll see you next week.